actually quite a nice night, isn't it? T-shirts, brave. Look, oh, sorry. Is that loud?
We're not live.
Oh. Probably should check that first. Yeah, amateur hour. You'll get plenty of that tonight.
Always live.
Always live. Is that what they say?
Yep.
See, you like it. Straight in, learning. Not going to say anything worse than the weather then, is it? A lot of people parked. Long way.
I got here an hour ago and it was chock-a-block, so I can't even imagine.
I'm getting an Uber back to mine. It's a long way. It's good though.
I seen your photos of the team sheet.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I did a bit of Manningham work today.
I haven't highlighted yours at the start and stuff. But
Thank you very much.
the goals are from last season, obviously.
Yeah.
And we might just do a quick audio test.
All right. Okay, check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, check. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Just one more time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay.
I always feel like an idiot. You don't have to do the thing because you're not going to be yelling like I am.
I was going to say that's new.
All right, just give us a few test lines, mate. I'll get you the microphone a little bit up. Yeah, there we go.
Numbers?
Yep, cool.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Like a pro.
Beautiful.
Lovely. All right.
So yeah, you can go batshit crazy and it's not going to clip, and you're
Well,
pretty much on a good level.
Don't offer me that, or I'll take you seriously.
Get rowdy. I like it.
All right, I'm going to flick our audio down to 0 until kickoff.
Yep.
Nice.
Well, until they walk out.
Do I have time to go to the toilet?
Probably not.
No. 12 minutes?
Oh, you can run if you like.
Where is it?
Just behind the stand, like next to the social life.
I can make it.
Go in the bushes over there.
No, I was tempted at some people there. That's all you need, isn't it? Me Bentley take cock out. Not ideal. Try and stay off that stuff. Predictions? You know what, when the teams first come up, they're used to winning. They generally are a lot harder to play in those first 3 or 4 rounds than they are later on. True. I think there's a bit of belief. They're used to winning, a bit of, not to call them not dreams, but ambition.
They've benched Everton.
He scored
11 in 8 last season to get them up at the back end.
The guy's finishing is fantastic. So every laugh the game, that would make you think that they're preparing not to have the ball a lot.
Yeah.
Probably want guys that can run, defend a little bit more.
Yeah. Cassiano on the edge of his own box.
Yeah, maybe.
They like Rob Harding though, from Alpha.
Yeah. So what do you reckon? So Turgot's playing.
So this is the green as the starters.
Yeah.
And then pink is the subs.
Maybe 10,
So it'll be
9.
Carter will play as a 6. Definitely for you. I'm not sure who the other centre back is. Maybe Dustin?
Maybe. Look, I'll be honest, there's a lot of players when I look at the list that there's a lot of them that are starting that I'm not that familiar with.
So midfield will be Carter, Georgopoulos, and then Christoph is probably a 10. And then Harding up front. Turgut and Golding will probably play wings, I would imagine. Unless Turgut's central. You reckon put Christoph on a wing then?
Diamond? I think they played a diamond last year.
Okay, they could be a diamond. Yeah, that's a good shout. I reckon Christoph should play the striker then.
Yeah, bigger boy, can go a bit more direct.
Yeah, don't mind it actually.
Good, boys, how are you?
Scoppoletti will be full back.
That seems a lot easier, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you've been beat by him 5 times, you tend to know. Until we know Chris, we play him every pre-season and get beat again. So what's the point in that? I'm not playing him next year.
You know, he's coming up on 600 games.
Is he really?
Victorian top flight.
Pretty impressive.
592 he's on.
I think I'm on about 59. I've already had enough. To be fair to him, he's won trophies, right? He's won titles, and
yeah, no, he's still
the Hall of Famer.
With what he does.
Got to be a Hall of. Is there anyone won more titles than him? Active? Johnny A.
Not active, I don't think.
No.
Only Johnny A. won.
I know Bentley's won 3. I don't know if he won them all though.
Holios is the third, but he was only in for 2 games.
That's the best ever, that isn't it?
True. Johnny A. only coached the first half of
I
the
do
year.
wonder, did Tolios give him the medal? Might ask him. Did you pass it on?
My inclination would be absolutely not.
I wouldn't give it to him. No chance. Not a chance in hell. Oh, mate, how are we? The boys? What's going on? Yeah.
Potentially, yeah. If you can put it back level with the back of this, that'll be perfect. Yeah, that'll be fine. This guy's putting a automatic camera up to tell him if he gets in the shot.
Oh yeah, it should be fine. What's it go?
Cool video.
Yeah.
Everyone's got them these days. They're the bane of my life when I'm trying to set up the screen.
They're no good for you guys, huh?
It's so annoying. Like, I'm already filming the game, mate. What do you need this for?
They're, some form of analysis.
I guess. Yeah.
Pardon? Yeah, I know that. Coach. Fair enough. Good Bobby. Looking at me. Yeah, okay. Might need a bit of cushion down there.
Just when the teams walk out.
Any preference on you to talk?
No. Anytime you like, mate.
Anytime. Jump in. When the ball's out of player.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Preferably not while someone's shooting. That's basically it. That's the only rule.
I don't tend to. I get started on the big stuff.
Bit of background enthusiasm isn't the worst though. Bit of Gary Neville.
Bit of Gary Neville. I do like all. Yeah, I can get some sound effects. Sound effects. I can do all those. Pitch is looking alright now.
Yeah, it's carpet this year.
Good.
Yeah. I'm not seeing as many of those little annoying bugs that you usually get around here. Like these little midges.
You don't mention that when you ask them to come on, do you? That's later the bugs. This time of year, though, I remember it was a couple of years ago we just got bombarded by flies every time.
Yeah, I think it's the weather thing. Like, I remember it was South Heidelberg here for some reason a couple of years ago. And it was hot and it was bugs everywhere.
It's not that fun.
Who's the ref, by the way?
Oh, is it Lockie? Lockie? They do a good job, them guys.
Yeah, Lockie too.
Did you do game yesterday? Was it how many games yesterday? Night. South won 1-0, didn't they? Yeah. Long throw, I think. The old Nikolai special. Yeah. He can. It's like a corner every time. Anywhere from sort of the dugout that way. It's just,
All right, ready to go.
yep.
Nice up.
Come on, now, what else A new season begins here at Jack Edwards Reserve. NPL Victoria is back, and tonight one of the competition's powerhouses takes on some upstarts from the second division who've been promoted. It's a bit of a David versus Goliath encounter. Oakleigh versus Manningham. My name is Josh Parrish, and I'm delighted to have David Chick, the head coach of the Bentley Greens, alongside me for the first game of the season. Chicky, great to be with you today.
Yeah, nice little unexpected surprise when I got the text. I was nothing better than a Friday night game. So prime seats up here.
Absolutely, best seats in the house for this one. And Oakleigh with plenty of quality in this first team. We'll take you through the starting lineup. Nick Feely between the sticks. Defence made up of Connor Hampson, Brodie Boyce, Jacob Eliopoulos and Emlyn Wellsmore. Cameron McGilp and Oliver Kubalay continue to anchor the midfield, with the captain Joe Guest playing as always as the number 10. Alex Salmon leads the line with Stefan Valentini and one of the new boys, Manib Adis, coming across from Bentley. Explosive and dynamic winger. Look out for him, the number 11. On the bench for Oakleigh today, Hamish Miller, Kingsley Sinclair, Brendan White, Nick Ganakis, and a new signing on the eve of the season, Pierce Waring. What a signing that is, coming across from Green Gully, barely a week out. He's on the bench today, but Chicky, they've got an embarrassment of riches there, Oakleigh.
Yeah, it'd be nice to turn around and see that behind you. Definitely can have an impact on all those guys. So competition for places. It's great to have that depth in your squad.
We'll take you through Manningham's team. George Samaranis, a former Oakleigh junior, starts between the sticks for Manningham. Alex Castillejo, Junior Carter, Jonas Georgopoulos, Christos Theodorakopoulos, Rob Harding, Owen Dufton, Nick Vulgaris, Tom Golding, Daniel Scopoletti and Ali Turgut make up the starting lineup, with the star man from last season, the mid-season signing who bagged 11 goals in 8 games to get them promoted, Ben Everson, starting on the bench today alongside Marco Tavella, James Tuntus, Abdul Abdella and Reece Dufton. Chicky, bit of a surprise to put the star man on the pine?
Yeah, obviously pre-season you don't know how much a player's been involved or how fit they are, but he's in front of goal. If the chance lands, you'd want him on the park for sure, so I'm sure we'll see him at some point.
Eager to see how Manningham do in their first season in the top flight. They'll be playing in their red away strip, kicking from right to left. Oakleigh have the kickoff in the dark blues, and we are raring to go here. Players and commentators both. It's been a long off season, and we're delighted to welcome back NPL Victoria action here at Jack Edwards. The home of end-to-end crazy games. We love the football here on a Friday night. I'm sure tonight will be no exception. Oakleigh in possession with McGilp. Going back to Eliopoulos, centre-back. Great to see him back in action after so many injury problems he's had over the past couple of seasons. They're coming home from Cyprus. Joe Guest onto a loose ball, and he's teed up Valentini for an early chance. Valentini opted not to shoot early. He's still got it in a crowd of defenders, but couldn't find Wellsmore.
Great opportunity early on.
Maybe a little bit of rust there from Valentini as Brodie Boyce hits the deck.
You definitely back him in that situation.
And the referee today is Lockie Kivas. He's refereed plenty at A-League level as well. He's in the top flight here in Victoria. Very experienced official. Now Nick Vulgaris, the left back, will take the throw. Off the chest of Theodorakopoulos and back. Recycles through Dufton. And now Castillejo. A bit of a panic ball, wasn't it?
Yeah, normally calm under pressure, but first few minutes don't want to give anything away.
This is a real acid test for Manningham. Do they have what it takes to compete in the top flight against the star power on display? Away trips don't come much harder than Oakleigh away. He's a baptism of fire tonight for the Manningham United Blues. They might be in behind here as the flag stays down for Rob Harding. It's Robert Harding from the angle, and it's well held
Excellent
by Nick Feely. Smartly timed run in behind.
Very smart in between the centre backs. Nice timed run in behind. They'll need to watch out for that. He's lively.
Well, just quietly, Manningham have been very excited about their new signing from Altona Magic, Robert Harding. Easy to spot with his bleach blonde hair. Look out for him. Wellsmore. Nice drag back to evade the attentions of his defender. And then Salmon buys a throw. McGilt thought about the quick one. Cam McGilt, the former Victory man. Played overseas in the UK as well. Plenty of professional experience at Swindon Town and Birmingham City. Now here's Hampson down the line for Guest. Guest cuts it back, looking for Adis.
Trademark run from Guest in behind the fullback. You'll see plenty of those tonight.
Referee's awarded a free kick here for Oakleigh.
Very deep here, Manningham, allowing them to get into the 6-yard box.
It's Joe Guest who lines up this opportunity. They are so good off set pieces, Oakleigh. Manningham deal with it. Disappointing delivery in the end. But that Guest-Hampson connection bore fruit last season. 7 goals from defence for Connor Hampson.
Yeah, we conceded one actually last year at Thunder. Last minute he popped up. Excellent in the air for fullback. Attacks the ball brilliant. Obviously, Guest his delivery consistent.
Played together in the UK at Kerrs and Ashton. That connection is carried over down under. Garis intercepts. Carter plays it off. Georgopoulos. Harding. Now Theodorakopoulos. Just ran out on him. Former Bentley and Avondale attacking midfielder. Looks like he's playing as a striker tonight in the front two. What do you make of how Manningham are lining up here?
It was interesting on the way. I wondered if they'd sit in and try and be a little bit more defensive. It doesn't look that way. It looks like they've gone on the front foot and they're going to have a go. They're going to have a real crack at it.
Well, they were prolific goal scorers last season in NPL 2. They vowed to have a go. Coach George Karkaletsis, interviewed in pre-season, said they're going to do it their way.
Had an excellent impact since he's been there. Done a fantastic job. Especially last season, I don't think too many thought they'd be getting promoted. But late charge near the end, and here they are.
They timed their run to perfection and on the big stage now. Here's Manib Adis. Too quick for his mark-up. Driven in cross towards Valentini, who can't connect. McGill. Out to Wellsmore. McGill going down under the challenge. Theodorakopoulos.
Just saw how electric Manib was then. So fast. It's a tough day at right back when he's running at you.
Looks to have filled out a bit in the last couple of years as well. Joe Guest stands over another promising free kick. It was a great delivery too, but just glanced wide by Valentini.
You don't want to have too many free kicks away in your back third, not with that delivery, and like you said, they attack the ball so well.
believe it was 18 assists last season for Joe Guest, which is just ridiculous output.
It's an astronomical number of assists for 26 games. Shows how key he is to this side.
Gold medalist in 2019. Outstanding every year since he's come across from the UK, and the first name on the Oakleigh team sheet every week for Chris Taylor. That's a poor giveaway though. Only Turgut looking to take advantage. Crossing chance for Scopoletti. Headed away by Hampson. Fulgaris with a risky header. And that's the last man you want to give the ball away to in transition. Adis cuts it in for Salmon. Alex Salmon! And Oakleigh hit the front.
Electric counter-attack. So quick.
Well, all it takes is one mistake. Manningham are in the big leagues now, and they were punished ruthlessly. Manib Adis has an assist on debut, and Alex Salmon picks up where he left off.
Great composure there in the box, just to take that touch to the side, open up the goal for him. Calm as you like. I think that's the last thing Manningham would have wanted. Early goal.
How do they respond? What's the mental challenge like in a situation like this? Castillejo has to get rid of it. He gives Rob Harding something promising to chase in the channel.
A willing runner, Harding. Happy to chase, happy to work for his team.
It's Hampson over the Oakleigh free kick. It's great hold-up play there from Salmon. He was toppling over, but somehow got the lay off the Guest.
He makes himself available in his technique. He brings that ball down. You just see Guest, he knows he's going to get hold of it. He gambles every time. How often that works for them is amazing.
"13 goals last season in the league. One already after just 8 minutes of play. Wellsmore buys a throw in off Tom Golding. Valentini have a fistful of shirt there. It's going to be a Manningham ball anyway. Fulgaris with the cross. Harding lurking. Feely has to punch. Falls to Adis. And Guest tries to play his way out. Carter. Sliced volley out to Scopoletti. That time his pass is picked off Carter. Salmon doesn't time the release. You can see he was frustrated with himself. Valentini was making the run.
They do look dangerous on that count every time they win it. 3 or 4 guys bust in to get forwards. So dangerous. You have to admire Manningham's bravery to try and keep the ball and be brave in possession.
They're only hoofing it when it's absolutely crucial.
Yeah, under immense pressure, they'll send it. But they're trying to play. They've come to play today and they're not scared.
The pitch here at Jack Edwards is on the smaller side, and the pressure can come pretty quickly. It can get claustrophobic out there when you've got the likes of Guest sprinting at you and you've got the ball at your feet. That's a nice release over the top, though. Just mistimed. If that was Ali Turgut pinged for offside there. And McGilt taken down late by Castillejo. Lockie Keever's tempted to reach for the card. He's going to give a final warning instead.
It's a 4th foul on him so far in the first 12 minutes. Definitely don't want to give him too much time on the ball.
Is that what you'd be telling the 4th official if you were CT, Jackie?
Yeah, I would. I obviously Cam played for us for a while, and he draws a lot of fouls, and he's very smart when he uses his body. And if you let him get hold of a game, he can run it. So breaking up the play is not the worst. I think Cam's just saying something to the ref there, letting him know it's the 4th one.
Eliopoulos. Hampson. Will dink down the line. It just hits Adis in the back. So unlucky.
Slightly better ball, and he's off there. Living a little bit dangerously here.
You don't want to set that line too high when you've got the pace of Manib Adis and Steph Valentini to run in behind. Here is Tom Goulding, 1v1. Goulding curls one, too close to the goalkeeper. It's the ideal situation for the Kiwi, who played at Eastern Lions last season.
Yeah, I'll be a little bit disappointed there, not making the keeper have to work a little bit harder. But good little move, good shot on goal.
He can shoot from range. He scored an outrageous goal last season at BT Connor Reserve on the half volley. Crowd has really filled out here just at kick-off time. It's looking a little quiet half an hour beforehand, but
I think everyone was in there getting some food when I walked past. You can tell by how far you have to park away. It's going to be a decent crowd out tonight. Still more coming through the gate.
Still more lining up for the servers as well. Near post, cleared only as far as Cam McGill, who slices that one. Never looked likely. He scored once last season in the league, Cam McGill. Goals were shared largely among that front 4 and the substitutes that have now departed. Some really notable departures from Oakleigh in the off-season. Chris Lucas, Wade Decker has gone down to Thunder. Daniel Clark, Alex Fickner. 2 defenders in Brandon Lundy and Anton Milinaric. It's been a bit of a rebuild job.
Losing 4 attackers like that and still being able to put this lineup up is pretty special.
They've had a busy off-season, Oakleigh. McGill has to deal with this one. There's Goulding on his back. And draws his 5th foul.
Smart boy.
Kind of player that coaches love to have. Pressure relieving free kicks in those situations.
Yeah, he protects the ball so well, and he's extremely intense. Just invites you to try and have a nibble and then takes it away at that last minute. It relieves the pressure.
Feely goes long in the direction of Adis. Does win that header, despite being at the height disadvantage. Salmon. Something to chase for Joe Guest. Scopoletti coughs it up under the pressure. Early ball, half cleared. It's Oakleigh Kubalay with the cross. Does the more unfashionable job at the base of that Oakleigh midfield, but he does it mighty well.
Yeah, bags of talent with volley. I don't think there's a weakness to his game, if I'm honest. Going forward, he bags of pace and skill, and like I say, on the ball, and start attacks from all over the pitch.
It's not the first name that jumps off the team sheet to you, but I've been told by a couple of coaches that he's one of the best players in the league, and once you start watching him closely, you understand why.
Definitely, I agree with that statement for sure.
Can Manningham muster here? Scopoletti. No touch on that one. Oakleigh throw.
It's a little untidy in that last third.
There's a lot of new faces in this dressing room that have to gel quickly together. This is often the case with newly promoted sides. Valentini finds the feet of Guest. Rather telegraphed the pass and left it short for Adis. Eliopoulos intercepts and controls it really well. Salmon loops it into the area. Easy claim for George Samaranis. Georgiopoulos to Doveton. Harding's header. One back by Kubalay, and now Oakleigh can spread the pitch again and look for those dangerous wingers. Here is Adis. Hampson draws the foul. It's taken quickly in the direction of Joe Guest. Holds off one defender, but not the second. Does win a corner for his troubles. And it's the sheer intensity of Joe Guest tends to buy you second chances at things.
Willing runner, always gets him behind. Makes a lot of runs. Even if he doesn't get it, you don't see him whinge. He gets back in, goes again, goes again. So reliable. You know where he's going to be.
3 in the 6-yard box for Oakleigh. Valentini climbed highest. A bit underrated for his aerial ability, Valentini.
Yeah, he's not a small winger. And he's more than happy to get in there and compete. He'll be hungry for goals this early, so.
Has played through the middle as well in his last season at Avondale. Before making the move across to the Cannons last season. Harding. Goulding. A nicely weighted return. Harding was on a hiding to nothing there against Eliopoulos. Dufton's header. And near enough is good enough for Nick Vulgaris with that clearance. McGilt wanted another free kick, but it wasn't forthcoming. Dufton playing with fire there. Got it away in time to his goalkeeper, who does the obvious thing. Wellsmore. Well intercepted by Vulgaris. Wellsmore again up the line. Castillejo. Into Ali Turgut. Georgopoulos. Square to Carter. Does well with 2 for company. Dufton tried to thread the needle there. Eliopoulos gets it back out into space for Hampson after a nervy moment. Gives Adis a lot to do, but he's so quick. Even the 5-metre head start, the defender couldn't get there. Courageous header away from Vulgaris. Now McGill. Wellsmore.
It's amazing having a player in your team where you can just put him in races and you know he's gonna cause problems. Fullback's nightmare.
Well, he had his momentum entirely going the wrong way to suck the defender in. The ball was probably played too early, but he got there anyway. Remarkable. Now Wellsmore bursting into space. Finding Valentini. Stefan Valentini can't find a teammate. 4 of them were queuing up in the box. And now Hampson hammers one from the angle. Wellsmore blocked by Castillejo. Desperation defending from Manningham, and they survive.
Looked like a certain goal. 4 guys in the box, but look at Manningham. Everyone back in, got behind the ball, blocked, defended hard. Going to have a lot of those moments, I think.
They're going to need to be prepared to fight for their lives in the penalty area and stretch every sinew and throw their bodies in front of the ball. It's Carter. It's a smart free kick.
Opting to go a little bit longer now, Manningham. Get a little bit further up the pitch.
Unconventional ball from Samaranis. Nearly came off for Golding. And the whistle will go. I think Oakleigh knew it too. Vulgaris needs an option here. Eventually it comes from Harding. Ambitious pass, intercepted. Valentini rises highest. Guest. Another one for Manibadis to chase. Samaranis charging off his line. Might set up Manningham counter here. Turgut. Theodorakopoulos. Junior Carter thought about the shot. Said it's Tom Golding with the ball in. And it misses everybody.
It's a fantastic cross.
Giannis Georgopoulos was charging in with the late run from midfield. It was a teasing delivery from Tom Golding.
Excellent cross, great numbers in the box. I think that's going to be their way, counter-attacks. Getting men forward quickly, seeing if they can catch Oakleigh off guard.
Well, Manningham desperately unlucky not to at least get a shot there. It all came really from a hacked clearance from the goalkeeper, but if you can turn the defence around quickly and go, make the most of those situations.
If you get strikers that can turn bad balls into good balls, there's always a chance. And they don't look short of running, Manningham. They don't look short of not scared to get in behind, not scared to hustle.
Castillejo. Hampson. Kubalay brought down late. Again, Lockie Keever's preaching calm in the middle.
He's refrained from pulling out the yellow so far, but there's quite a lot of fouls.
He's starting to
first
mount
30
up.
minutes, yeah. Similar little niggly fouls, breaking up play.
You expect it would have tested Oakleigh's patience a lot more had they not scored that goal. If it was
Yeah,
still
it can
0-0.
get frustrating if you're trying to play and teams are sort of breaking it up and you know they're stopping the rhythm of the game, and it's a smart tactic. But obviously, you get men in the box, you've got to be booked. You've got to be careful. The last thing they want to do tonight is lose a man.
Boyce. Well dealt with by Dufton, and then Vulgaris. Adis up strongly against Turgott, but it breaks Manningham's way. Scopoliti. Theodorakopoulos can't find the pass through. Now Tom Golding wants it on his right foot. Into Christos again. Now Georgopoulos. Castillejo, and it breaks down.
Looks dangerous, Golding coming in on that right foot. He's got good delivery. He's causing a few issues there.
Look how narrow Nick Vulgaris is playing when the ball's on the other side. The left back, he's tucking right in. I guess Golding hasn't really had an overlap to help him open up that right foot.
Quick counters, it's difficult for the fullback to get up alongside the attack from longer passes, but at the minute he's still getting the ball in the box. He's still causing a few issues, so they'll be happy with his output so far.
Hampson's throw. Salmon's flicked header. Adis. Owen Dufton was stretching despairingly, but lucky for him, Vulgaris was backing him up. A little shove in the back there goes unpunished. Manningham play their way out. And now Nick Feely outside his penalty area has to use his head. Ali Turgott wants to take it quickly. And does. To Scopoletti, chance to cross. Tries the cute little ball down the side of the box instead, but he'll win a corner.
Just feel Manningham have got to make the most of these set pieces when they get the opportunity. Got a few big boys in the team.
Well, it hasn't been all one-way traffic. The new boys, Manningham, are acquitting themselves well, without Nick Feely having to make a significant save. Castillejo was the target, just too long for him. Georgopoulos onto the second ball is charged down by Kubalay, and this is where Oakleigh are so dangerous. 5, 6 attackers sprinting forward from their own defensive corner, but Kubalay can't pick out a teammate. Now can Manningham stack a counter on a counter and go back the other way? Golding wants it on the left. Little time for Oakleigh to retreat. Golding with a nice move. Harding couldn't reel it in. Still it's alive for Manningham United. Theodorakopoulos. Yanni Georgopoulos was charged down. Scopoletti. Well won by Hampson, and now Adis wants to go, and he wants to go quickly. Manib Adis, who can he pick out? Ball falls kindly for Guest, who couldn't get the shot away in time. An awkwardly bouncing ball. Now Salmon. Alex Salmon wriggling clear of 2 defenders, chipping it to the back post. It's just too long for Valentini. So dangerous in those positions, Salmon. Guest. Hampson let it run. Manib Adis fancies a shot, and it's deflected and takes all the sting out of it. Easy pick up for Samaranis.
End to end there. They're back. And I think Adis has the issue of being so quick sometimes that the other players can't get in the box for the cross.
Dufton. Goulding. Carter had McGilt running on his blind side. McGilt. Harding had a little nibble. Lockie Keevers signalling that it was for the first foul. Just waiting for advantage, which didn't accrue. Hampson picks out Guest. Guest for Adis. Ball cannons back into his shins off the challenge. Manningham goal kick.
You just see Adis sucking that ball back under, giving the space to Guest, and as soon as that ball's played, he's back on the other way, full speed, joining in the attack.
It gives Oakleigh another dimension to their game. Always had plenty of dribbling ability in the attack. Never outright speed like that. Salmon. Oh, Valentini was free at the back post there.
I don't think he'll be too happy with not receiving that pass there. An amazing position. If he gets it, it's a great opportunity to score.
Vulgaris, the captain, was flying up the pitch. Left Stefan Valentini free. He was, as you say, not best pleased he didn't get the pass. Castillejo, Turgut. Scopoletti goes back to his keeper. Theodorakopoulos dropping a bit deeper now. Knocking it around pretty comfortably, Manningham, but can they work their way up the pitch? They can, you know. Nicely chested down from Theodorakopoulos. Now Goulding appealed for a handball, and might be a chance to swing a ball in the box here.
Maybe a little too deep. No, they're going for it. They're bringing the big lads up, so they must obviously see these as good opportunities to, with good delivery, to get an opportunity to score.
As you say, both centre-backs up from the defence. Don't want to give too much away on the counter-attack. That's what always in the back of your mind against Oakleigh.
The last one was so quick, you'd definitely be...
Theodorakopoulos.
Yeah, you'd definitely be concerned with how quickly they break.
Swung it straight into Nick Feely, who was well positioned.
Nothing better than when the keeper just comes out and collects it cleanly, takes all the pressure off.
What a first touch that is from Salmon. That is outrageous. Valentini's first time ball. Joe Guest is in there. And Oakleigh turn on the style.
Amazing quality, great delivery, great header. I think they'll be a bit disappointed there, man, how deep the back four was, allowing that ball to be taken down there easily and spread wide. You want to challenge that pass from Feely. But with the runs in behind, it's so natural as a defender to start just dropping off that little bit too much. And again, amazing cross, amazing finish. Punished.
Well, how about that? It all came from a long punt from the goalkeeper, Nick Feely. And Alex Salmon plucked it out of the sky with a ridiculous touch on the outside of his right boot.
I think they'll be disappointed they didn't contest that ball. Too easy for Salmon, some of that quality to be able to, like I say, once he gets hold of that, it's going to cause big problems.
Well, the cross was perfect. The header just really needed to be on target with Samaranis coming off his line. And Joe Guest is off the mark for 2024. Oakleigh 2 to the goods. And then two star players delivering. In truth, they've got about 8 star players, to be honest. But the two front men anyway.
There's plenty there.
Here's Manibaitis. Again, nervy moments at the back for Manningham.
I think they've got to do something about that, Manningham. Stopping that ball being played in behind there, maybe getting more pressure on the ball. Like I said, it's a difficult one. If you drop off, you're giving Guest and Salmon space to play. You play high, and obviously the speed in behind is a problem too. So
just that ball up the line from Hampson. He's so good on either foot. Such a complete player. I reckon you could slot him into midfield for half the teams in this competition, and he'd acquit himself just fine.
Yeah, he's got an excellent left foot. Really has a great passing range from that deep position.
We see it again there, almost.
Always looking to play forward.
Yeah.
Sees the gaps early.
Such a positive player. It's not usually a fullback that will fly forward with overlaps, but he'll just stand and deliver to the front players and come forward for those set pieces where he's so prolific. Carter. Wellsmore to wait the pass right with Goulding lurking. Valentini takes it down on the spin. Well dealt with by Vulgaris that time. A bit theatrical from Valentini.
Worth a go, I guess. You never know. I say the Lockie's been in great position, so I don't think he's going to. Miss too much tonight.
Well, he's called Valentini over for at least a talking to. Manningham bench weren't impressed with that effort. So good. A bit of an awkward ball for his goalkeeper. Hampson. Now Adis. Manib Adis shapes to shoot. Big shout for handball. Guest! And it's over the bar. Well, it definitely struck an arm there. Whether it constituted handball is, of course, a matter of interpretation. Alex Castillo turned his back to the shot there from Adis.
Not sure if it came off a different part of his body first, but still I think Guest will be disappointed with not making the keeper work there, someone of his quality.
Kubalate threads it in behind. Salmon. Good save, Samaranis. Shot was a little close to the keeper, though, by his standards.
Lovely little leave there from McGill, just letting that ball run through past him. Great awareness.
Adis electric. The 1-2 with Joe Guest. Kubalate fires in the first time pass again. Doesn't stick with Valentini. Wellsmore. Great reaction on the loss of possession.
Excellent recovery.
We've spoken a lot about the attacking transition of Oakleigh, but the defensive transition's not bad either. Very disciplined.
So key that when you lose an attack, if your defenders can step in and win it back, and you just get another attack, really.
50-50 with McGilp. No whistle. Guest clips it to Valentini.
Offside.
And the flag is up again on Steph Valentini.
We're disappointed with that being offside in that position.
Well, how important is this 4 or 5 minutes before halftime, Chicky?
Yeah, look, about this point, you're starting to think about what sort of message you want to send at halftime and what you can affect. So, yeah, they definitely wouldn't want to concede another one there. Like you say, there's a little bit to think about, some decisions to make. On the other hand, if you can nick one, it definitely changes the game.
Kubalate. One more goal and you might think Oakleigh are home here. Already in a commanding position. What are you telling the Manningham players at halftime if you're taking the team talk, Chicky?
Look, it's difficult. You want to chase, you want to be in it, you want to make it exciting, you want to cause trouble. But like you say, if you lose that next goal, it's going to be difficult. I can't see Oakleigh conceding 3 goals at this moment in time. So it's a cautious approach, but at some point you will need to throw some number forward to try and get something out of the game.
And without knowing his injury and fitness status, Assuming he's fit, when do you unleash Ben Everson?
Yeah, look, I was a little surprised he hasn't started. I think, you know, when you look chasing goals and you've got such a good goal scoring bench, it makes sense to bring him on if possible.
Is it a question of maybe two strikers or two out-and-out strikers against Oakleigh away is a little too adventurous?
Yeah, I think it's one, but yeah, you say it's a little bit sort of joining and cheating there and pairing up. So it was interesting. I did think, how will they approach the game? Will they sit in, try and play counter, just try and keep from giving away too many chances? But defending for long periods of time against an attack as great as this is not easy either. So there is a sort of stick to what you've been doing, and as they've won a lot of games in the last in the season's confidence will be high. And they've backed themselves and they've had moments. But the quality of Oakleigh just sort of shines through in them key moments.
It'll be an interesting one to watch whether this season they decide to pair Everson and Harding up in the same lineup, as Oakleigh made another dangerous ball in behind. Dufton got there. As we say, Theodorakopoulos playing more as a 10, dropping in at times. Whereas we know Ben Everson is a more old-fashioned number 9. Can they play together is the question when you're a newly promoted team.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I think they're different types of players too. I think they both bring a different dynamic. It would allow you to be a little bit more direct with the two up there. And, you know, it's an attacking approach. But for every advantage, there's a disadvantage at the other side. So, yeah, they'll have to weigh that one up. I'm glad that's someone else's decision.
Well, fascinating to see what George Karkaletsis does in the second half. Abdul Abdella coming across from WA is another attacking option off the bench. It's going to be the first yellow card of the game. Starts showing from Harding on Brodie Boyce.
Not sure there was too much contact there, but like you said, he's been quite conservative. He hasn't dished out too many yellows, so maybe that's just a little warning to everyone, just to keep their calm, stay composed.
It's one of those where the contact is more the follow through from the defender, if anything. But if you raise your foot and show your studs, you're living dangerously.
The word intent, obviously,
yeah,
is the key one there. So.
We'll have 2 minutes added on at the end of this first half. It's been thoroughly absorbing viewing. Wow, Adis, what a move. Manib Adis checks back. Can he find a teammate? No. Drops for Kubalay. Early cross looking for Valentini, but Nick Vulgaris set himself and got the header away.
Good defending there from Vulgaris. We just talked about Valentini's ability to leap and get in that far post. Crucial header.
Boyce. Ollie Kubalay knew it wasn't his ball there. He's just trying to slow down the Manningham attack. All the tricks of the trade.
Yeah, realised he was slightly out of position and give himself that little bit extra time to get back in.
Wellsmore. Valentini and Vulgaris wrestling. Valentini gets away, but not quite. Great slide.
Yeah, found himself wrong side there, but the recovery was excellent. They'll be happy up here though, Oakleigh, last minute or so.
And you can see why he's wearing the armband, Vulgaris. Very demonstrative player. Heart in the sleeve and fighting his hardest as Manningham going to the sheds, 2 goals down. Well, it's gone much to script with The Oakleigh Cannons, defeated in the preliminary final last year, champions the year before that, and boasting an array of talent that Manningham have really never faced before. Yeah, first timers in the top flight. They've been given a harsh lesson in this first half as Alex Salmon and Joe Guest do the business for Oakleigh at home. They have had a couple of forays forward, a couple of chances, Manningham. They're still in with a shout here. David Chick, what have you made of the first 45?
Yeah, I think we got what we expected from Oakleigh. Clinical, ruthless, very smart. They've given very little away, and when they get those opportunities, they don't seem to miss. But look, spirited performance from Manningham. I think they've tried to get at them. They've created a few little opportunities or half sort of opportunities on the counter. So look, I mean, they'll be. I don't think they've played poorly. They've definitely competed, but there's a few players out there that just seem a little bit a cut above the rest for that Oakleigh team.
Oakleigh quality shining through in this first half. We'll see if that continues on the other side, or if Manningham United, their first game in Victoria's top flight, can mount a comeback. Stay with us here on the NPL Victoria live stream. The halftime score here at Jack Edwards Reserve in round 1 is Oakleigh Cannons 2, Manningham United Blues 0.
feet as well, isn't I?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Jack Edwards Reserve. It is round one of the 2024 NPL Victoria season, and we are live. Oakleigh Cannons 2, Manningham United 0. Josh Parrish here alongside David Chick on the call. It's been a very entertaining game so far, with Oakleigh delivering the goods. What changes will Manningham make in this second half? How will they respond in their first game in the top flight? Got live scores coming in from Green Gully as well. Gully up 1-0 at home to Moreland City through a Luca Tavia goal, scoring on debut, but Josh Hope has been red carded in the 68th minute, so Green Gully have to survive the final 12+ stoppage with 10 men. And down in VPL 1, Werribee City up 2-0 on North Geelong. Melbourne Victory up 1-0 against Northcote City, and 0-0 between Brunswick City and Eastern Lions. Now, Chicky, what have you made of this game so far? How do you think Manningham have to respond here as they come out of the blocks pretty quickly?
Yeah, I think so far they seem to have gone for it from the minute go. So I think they'll look for a good start, see if they can get one back early. Might get it here.
Turgut shaping up. Well, first they were calling for a handball and a free kick, then they were calling for a penalty. Nothing doing from Lockie Keevers.
The next goal is going to be key. I think if they can get one back, then they can always make it difficult in those last sort of 20-10 minutes. But I say, if they leave the back door open, they will get punished, and that's probably good night.
As we were saying before the break, one more would probably wrap it up for Oakleigh. Oh, and that's a short back pass, and Salmon will get there. And Alex Castillo bails out his goalkeeper, who was way off the line.
That really would have been a disaster. A goal this early, straight after half-time. Very risky.
You can't afford to let your concentration drop for a second here. Oakleigh are relentless. And Hampson is lurking. Samaranis opts to punch. Salmon. Guest swings it in with pace. And Connor Hampson holds his head in his hands. He knows how close that was.
Excellent defensive header. Needed to be there. If he misses that, that's an easy finish for Salmon.
Well, it was Alex Castillo who got there in time. Connor Hampson, 7 goals from defence last season. Almost all from set-piece scenarios involving Joe Guest. He just has a habit of breaking free of his marker. You know it's coming, but so few teams have been able to stop it. Here he is, Connor Hampson. Ball's come back off Adis, and it's going to be a Manningham goal kick. And they can exhale. Oh, an eventful start to the second half, to say the least. Manningham put together one of their slickest passing moves of the game. The opening minute, and then Oakleigh down the other end almost made it 3 on multiple occasions. Coughed it up again here, Manningham. Valentini running at Vulgaris. Spreads himself and gets something on the cross. It's a real moonraker of a clearance. Eliopoulos. Breaks for Golding. Flag stays down for Harding. Rob Harding still with the ball here. Can he find a teammate? No. Headed away by Emlyn Wellsmore. Well, we were all expecting the flag, I think, but...
Yeah, it looked close, but again, Harding so tenacious. Good work in the middle by Turgott there, winning a couple of second balls, and again, that break seems to be a sort of only chance really that they might get. They just need to get that one away, and if they can finish and make this a real game tonight.
Well, they've shown plenty of fight and determination so far, the underdogs. Stefan Valentini galloping clear again down the right. Can they block the low cross? He's got into so many promising positions tonight, Valentini, and he's maybe been let down by his final ball.
Yeah, they've struggled a little bit out wide defensively, Manningham, against the two guys. Not an easy night, as known, but not an awful lot of protection from the wingers either. They're trying to push those wingers forward to grab themselves a goal and leave themselves a little bit exposed there in these one-on-ones.
Golding. Theodorakopoulos did really well. Scopoletti shapes the early ball in behind. Carter. And he's pinged for handball.
Yeah, just a few inches away. Needed that little bit of extra arm to try and push it where he wanted it to go. But great work in the middle of the park there to be able to get it out wide. And like I said, crosses in the box. Can cause this defence some problems.
Valentini shrugs off his marker again. How's the cross? It's looped up towards Adis, who won the header. Castillo tried to dribble his way out. And that ball's crossed the line. Well, the Oakleigh bench weren't happy with that decision. It was a really tight one. The assistant here on the near side flagged, and referee can only go with the Lino in the better position.
They are in the best position, but it is weird when you're standing there as a coach. You look at it and you do see it differently. And like I say, they're not normally wrong, I'm sure.
Well, the assistant seemed pretty sure of his call there, so. McGill. Wellsmore.
Again, in wide areas, this is where it gets dangerous for Manningham.
Valentini running at Vulgaris again.
Just seems to be able to go wherever he wants to go at the minute, inside or outside. Like you said, not much end product from it, but very, very dangerous.
They can isolate and pin those fullbacks 1v1. It's almost impossible. Taken quickly. Owen Dufton across to cover.
You can see now in the picture Golding staying high, trying to stay up high, and obviously that leaves the fullback exposed, but it does give them the option on the counter to have this kind of 2v2 break here potentially, if they can get hold of it.
Rob Harding does get it to his winger. They'll take the throw here, Manningham, and they'll take it quickly. There's a real urgency about their play in the second half. When they cough it up, there's spaces to exploit for Oakleigh.
Just needed someone under him then, Turgott, just to be able to lay it off.
McGill looking for Adis from the angle. And it's against the post from Salmon. Well, Manib Adis really had no right to keep that ball alive. Acrobatic stuff to get there. And then Alex Salmon, from the narrowest of angles, desperately unlucky.
Yeah, did well to keep that in. I thought it was going in, actually, from where I stood. I thought, oh, that snuck in, and obviously the angles deceived me. But, again, dangerous ball.
Well, there were oohs and ahs from the crowd as they thought it was going in too. Thought we were going to get Manib Adis' Marco van Basten impression, but it's nearly a perfect assist. Fulgaris, well, he was on the deck, but still got a foot in. Those two fullbacks have been made to work so hard defensively for Manningham. They look absolutely spent. I think it might be an area where they need to refresh come the 60th or 70th minute. Hampson.
I think we might have seen a shape change from Manningham. Definitely looks like two up top now.
Yeah, we
More
thought
of
it
a diamond in midfield, which definitely would leave those fullbacks a little bit vulnerable. So give them an overload in the middle, and like you said, this counter-attack now, look, if you look at the top of the pitch, they are 2-on-2. Oakleigh have left themselves 2-on-2 and don't seem too concerned, but in this position now, it's maybe a risk that they don't need to take.
Well, Rob Harding could be in trouble here. He's already on a yellow card. Looks like he's just going to get a talking to.
Do need to be careful with these little niggles. That'll be the last one I think he gets.
Well, with limited service, he's shown us a lot tonight, Robert Harding. So no one's giving anything away in that 50-50.
No, nothing better when they both just pop up and get on with the game like that as well.
It's hard but fair from both players. And
yep. Wouldn't expect anything less from those two characters, to be fair.
McGill. Twisting and turning it. Trying to wriggle his way through. Multiple defenders here, Cam McGill. He somehow kept the ball alive. Hampson. Too quick for Castillejo.
Again, 2v2 at the top here. With the change of shape, I'm sure if Oakleigh have quite picked up on it yet, but it's probably an unnecessary risk for them to be 2-on-2.
Well, I guess when you're Oakleigh, you want to dictate terms. You don't want to be dropping an extra midfielder or defender back to deal with the tactical change from the promoted upstarts.
Yeah, they don't look too bothered. That's for sure. They don't look too worried about it. I'm sure they've had enough, obviously, what they've shown going the other way. They'll be confident they can get the next one.
I think it's a fight fire with fire sort of scenario for Oakleigh. If they can make it an end-to-end game, they're confident, and with some justification that they'll be the more ruthless and efficient with their chances than Manningham will be with theirs. Certainly have been so far tonight. McGill collected again. Advantage paid. Guest threading it through for Salmon. He opted to play on the inside of the centre-back there rather than send Salmon out wide. Now we've got Pierce Waring going through his warm-ups. Set to make his Oakleigh debut tonight. A former Green Gully attacker. Came through the ranks at Melbourne Victory and played in Japan as well. Adis. Guest. Closed down quickly. And now there's that 2v2 we've been talking about. Doesn't reach Golding. Junior Carter. Harding. Now that tough 50-50 with Eliopoulos, who comes out on top. Joe Guest. Spreads the play to Valentini. Stefan Valentini stands up his man and goes past him. Adis was lurking in there. And Joe Guest was lurking, waiting for the loose ball. Almost fashioned a shooting chance. Golding needs an option, needs an overlap. It's provided eventually from Scopoletti, who can only thump the ball across field first time. Harding thought he was pushed by Boyce.
Smart defending by Boyce there. Knew he had some space behind him to recover.
Would you believe Brody Boyce is only, what, 21, 22? Maturity beyond his years.
Yeah, he's made that spot his own over the obviously last season. Played pretty much every game, and obviously he's back in the lineup this year for such a young player, probably the youngest player on the park for them. And like I said, mature performances.
He's an absolutely vital player as well, because Oakleigh are quite light on defenders this season. They'll need that back four to play pretty much every game. And it's a double change for Manningham. But no Ben Everson. It's Abdul Abdallah, the number 17, making his debut. And James Tuntis coming on as well. Midfielder who was a stalwart for them last season. Off comes Ali Turgut and Junior Carter. So reinforcements on the wing and in the middle of the park. But they are playing a little bit more narrow in midfield in this second half. Actually looks like they'll play either side of the diamonds.
Yeah, a lot of work in that position. Got to get out, help the fullback, go out to the opposition fullback when possible. So plenty of running. So no surprise they've freshened the legs up in that area of the park for them.
Adis thought he'd get the referee's whistle, but nothing coming. Eliopoulos. Kubalay.
That's loose.
A little loose from Ollie Kubalay, not to his usual standards. And then Golding just miscontrolled. The bounce and curl on the ball deceived him.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed with that touch. Maybe thinking about his next move before he's got it under control.
Joe Guest. A lovely ball from McGill. Valentini's cutback is picked off. And they clear it the second time of asking. Manningham.
Oh, the quality in that last pass there for Manningham's just letting him in too often.
It was Tuntis with the chance to release Tom Goulding in behind. Just haven't been able to turn the Oakleigh centre halves often enough. Shot on the spin from Valentini is charged down. Well, Manningham are going for it. Oakleigh want more goals. Be surprised if the scoring was done for tonight.
Yeah, the way it's going, you definitely feel like there's more goals in this game. Very open, very attacking.
Chris Taylor thinking about his first change. Looks like it will be Pierce Waring. Free kick goes Manningham's way. Bit of holding in the box. Scopoletti. Eliopoulos with the height advantage there. Salmon.
He hasn't put a foot wrong tonight, Eliopoulos.
Valentini, Salmon. Oh, it's an unorthodox attempt. Trying to loop the ball over the goalkeeper there?
Yeah, I think so. I think he fancied that far corner, a little cheeky, but...
Not one of the best finishes in the comp. Far be it for me to question
Yeah, no,
Alex Salmon's choice of shot.
The confidence he has, I think that sort of shows that he does feel like he can score anywhere.
And here he is, Salmon! Oh, he sliced that one. Sat up for him invitingly.
Yeah, he'll be a little bit disappointed we're not making the keeper work there.
And the board goes up. And a bit of confusion here about who's coming off, but Manningham, who's made a really positive first impression. Absolutely tearing down the left flank all throughout the first half.
They might be happy to see the back of him, I think, if I'm honest. A little bit of relief, but like I say, a different type of player in Pearce, a different problem. Very technical. Excellent in possession.
He's got an eye for goal too, Pearce Waring. Very prolific for Green Gully. Valentini threads it through for Salmon. The layoff for McGill. Just lacked purchase on the shot.
Yeah, nice move, good numbers around the box. But yeah, they've not been as clean as you'd like this half compared to last half. A few half chances, haven't really made the keeper have to do too much. I do feel like it's coming though.
This is Yanni Georgopoulos. Fancies the big switch out to Scopoliti. Manningham looking to keep the ball and find some runners in midfield. Had plenty of possession in the back line, but it's been difficult to puncture that Oakleigh press.
Yeah, you don't get an awful lot of time on the ball in the back there, and between Guest and Salmon, they release themselves and put that pressure on. You haven't got an early pass. It's not easy.
And there's that lingering anxiety about if you give the ball away here, they're away.
Yeah, I think that the reason they do press so hard is they believe once they get it, it's a goal scoring opportunity for them. But Manningham still persistent with the playing out.
They've made some headway here. Scopoliti just wrong footing the run of Abdella.
Nice move. Just that last piece of quality again, that final through ball. Just lacking it's probably the skill required to make it effective.
Well, acquitted themselves reasonably well tonight, Manningham. They won't be happy with the scoreline, but could be on again here for Oakleigh, though. Waring. Hampson making the run forward and hasn't been rewarded with the ball just yet. Now McGill finds him. Waring popping up between the lines. A little combination with McGill. Hacked clear by Dufton. You can see already the difference in style you were talking about between Adis and Waring, who wants to come inside and play between the lines.
Yeah, he's excellent link-up play, finds themselves in nice little spaces, which you know, as a defender you go, do I stay? A completely different problem and a nice option for obviously Oakleigh to have.
Well, if they can keep all these star attackers happy, Oakleigh will be an absolute menace to opposition defences this year. Waring earns a corner.
A little bit of confusion there, I think. You thought corner, I thought goal kick. So
did you?
yeah.
There you go.
I'm obviously wrong. So.
I was with Lockie Keevers there. The Manningham players were up in arms about that. Slightly surprised by the appeals, to be honest. Well, it shows that everyone can say the same incident completely differently. Hampson. McGill. Lovely spin from Cam McGill. Silky stuff. Guest. As his cross picked off. Harding. Abdella just drew the contact. Don't think Oakleigh would be too upset to give away the free kick there, to be honest.
Yeah. Slow down the down. Yeah, get men behind the ball.
I'll put you on the spot in a minute, Chicky. I want to talk about the season ahead. Who you see as the title contenders, the favourites?
Look, I think you'll do well to look past sort of the usual customers, Oakleigh, Avondale. I think these guys are going to be extremely strong. Great squads. They've been together a long time now. Obviously, managers have been positions for a long time. You know, all the sort of key things you need to be successful they have. So yeah, they'd be that's my two pick, if I'm honest. I think it'll be one of those two.
Guest floated cross. Samaranis able to claim. And we saw South Melbourne get off to a winning start at home to Melbourne Knights in the season opener last night. Harry Sawyer back at Lakeside and back on the score sheet.
Yeah, so, such a difficult team to play against, South Melbourne, a distinctive style. And look, no doubt they'll be there or thereabouts. So yeah, they'll obviously consider themselves favourites, I'm sure. But yeah, I just think the two teams we've mentioned just have a little bit more.
Oh, hold on a minute here. There's a handball outside the box for Nick Feely. He's gone into the book. And Manningham have a free kick right on the edge of that left-hand side of the box.
A little moment of madness there. Seemed unnecessary. Maybe just wasn't quite sure of where he was.
We are going to see Ben Everson in a moment. We've been teasing his introduction all evening, and finally, the man who ripped up VPL 1, or NPL 2 as it was called last season, and came in with such a massive mid-season impact. 11 goals in 8 games. Yeah, so Manningham charged to promotion late.
They'll be keen to get him on for that set piece, I'm sure.
He's got a long track record in the second division of Victorian football. Years of prolific goal scoring at Bulleen Lions as well. Reece Doveton has come on for his Manningham debut.
A little confusion on the sub again.
Oh, Rob Harding thought he was coming off, but instead it's going to be Tom Golding. So it is the two out-and-out strikers playing up front together. They're throwing the kitchen sink now, Manningham.
Yeah, 19 minutes to go. Makes sense. Have a roll of the dice.
I believe that's Theodore Akopoulos over this free kick. Could be one you can curl towards goal, and if it doesn't touch anybody, it might fly in.
Yeah, I think he'll be aiming for that back post area, hoping just to get a little touch. If not, you know, it's a nightmare for the keeper. Not easy to do, not from that close.
Oh, can Everson make an impact immediately? It's a low ball. It's cleared by McGilp, and after all that anticipation and setup, it's rather disappointing.
Yeah, I'm sure that was not planned. Though it did go through, but yeah, I'm sure you would have envisioned that going a little differently.
Not sure if it was a miss hit or he was trying something a bit clever. Whatever it was, it didn't quite work. Oh, Nick Feely breathes a sigh of relief that his indiscretion goes unpunished on the score sheet. Even if he does pick up a yellow card, I don't think as a goalkeeper he'll be too concerned.
Yeah, I think he'll rather his clean sheet, for sure.
Castillo. Eliopoulos overran it, and now Everson with the return back to Harding. Handball again, this time against Connor Hampson. Oakleigh aren't best pleased. Manningham want to get on with it. Kublai being walked 10 yards back.
Yeah, Hampson not too happy with that call, but he's been consistent on the handballs tonight.
Theodorakopoulos floated delivery this time. It's a little wide. Wrong foot's the runners. Now Everson, his first touch. Coughs it up against two Oakleigh defenders. A little spin from Valentini and then sent up the line from Wellsmore, who was collected late after he released the ball. Flicked header from Duffton. It's a good challenge. It's Tuntis there, who won it back, but wasn't able to find a teammate. Georgopoulos. Castillo. Christos held on the ball, onto the ball for a little too long there. One or two too many touches, and Manningham's attempted spring forward is foiled.
McGill's hurt himself there, I think.
He is limping. Solid challenge. Doesn't quite break Manningham's way. Still very much alive in this game. McGilp really does look hampered. See if he can run it off. Pierce Waring now. Shapes to shoot. Waring took a little touch on the way through. Well, we don't have an obvious like-for-like replacement on the bench for Cam McGilp.
Yeah, you'll probably see Emlyn Wellsmore move into midfield.
Very versatile player. Got Hamish Miller, who could come on as a fullback, potentially. I have signed Noah Holmes, former Western United junior, but he's a couple of weeks away, I'm told, from full fitness. As is Asad Kasimovic. McGilt was sure the whistle was going to go. Play runs on. James Tuntis spreading it. Ben Everson doesn't quite keep it in. Well, the pass gave him a lot to do there.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit disappointing. Couldn't get hold of that, get a touch. He hasn't quite managed to get on the ball yet. Still plenty of time, obviously, but he'll be wanting to get that ball into feet and get a touch and try to create something.
Well, now McGilp is down. It's going to require treatment. Here's a gift, as you mentioned, to have a player like Emlyn Wellsmore, who can basically play anywhere, plug a gap.
Yeah, versatile. Yeah, I've seen him pop up in a few places over the past few years, different positions, and he looks comfortable. Excellent technically, smart footballer.
Just getting the updates from around the grounds. I'm told that Josh Hope was sent off for diving, which won't endear him to his manager, I'm sure. But nevertheless, Green Gully have held on there for a 1-0 win at home to Moreland City.
Be a relieved man.
And down a tier, Melbourne victory 2-1 up against Northcote City, who've pulled a goal back, and that one's heading into injury time. Werribee City 2, North Geelong 0, and North Geelong are down to 10 men as well. Late red card in that one. Brunswick City 1, Eastern Lions 1, the other VPL kickoff tonight. Still 12 minutes to play in this one.
Do feel like Manningham need to probably consider doing something a little bit different if they're going to get that goal. To push it into the last sort of 5-10, make it interesting, maybe start pushing a few players further forward, taking a few more risks.
They start playing a little bit more direct.
Yeah, the two guys up front, they can afford to go a little bit more direct into these guys and maybe try and get some runners off them as well. Get these fullbacks a little bit higher, try and get some balls into the box. You get to a point, not too much to lose. 12 minutes to go, not long. Oakleigh seem happy just to slow down the pace as well and take their time on the throw-ins, managing the game very smartly.
That's a hallmark of Chris Taylor's teams. They know how to protect the lead. They'll wait for their chance to seal the 3 points. It might come now from Salmon and Pierce Waring. Scopoletti got across in time.
Yeah, good position there. He was aware of where the attacker was and got himself back in quickly.
Nice combination again from Oakleigh. Clip to the back post. Hampson puts his foot through it. Well defended by Castillejo. Sure how many shots he's blocked tonight, Alex Castillejo, but might be approaching double digits.
Yeah, it seems he manages to get in the way of most things. You just feel like that little bit of quality from that right-hand side.
Scopoletti thought he was fouled there by Waring. Play goes on. Salmon looking for that little reverse pass into Joe Guess. Doesn't come off that time, but the connection between those two players is really flourishing. Scopoletti. McGill. It's going to be brought back for a free kick. A little bit of late contact on McGill. Might be up to 7 or 8 fouls he's drawn this evening.
Looking for the little switch of play here. Needs to be a better ball than that, though.
It's picked off by Tuntus, and now Ben Everson has a chance to run. Crowded out in the end. Good interception by Brodie Boyce, who saw his chance and pounced on the loose ball. And he turns defence into attack. Valentini lost his footing at the crucial moment.
Yeah, just tricked himself a little bit there. One too many twists and turns.
I think he was probably already past the defender and he just couldn't keep his feet. Slightly frustrating night for Valentini. He's done so much good work and has had so little to show for it. That's a nice return pass for Wellsmore. Intercepted by Abdella. Second chance on here for Oakleigh. Salmon. I think there was Pierce Waring in there with a little back heel at front post.
Trying that clever little flick there. I think if he gets enough contact that close, it's... It
was a really high boot from Brodie Boyce there. Didn't make contact, but it's an indirect free kick for Manningham. Castillejo with the miscontrol. And now Pierce Waring up against Everson. Finding himself in unfamiliar territory. Decent work from Everson. No whistle. McGill. Guest. Valentini. Stefan Valentini! And finally he gets his goal. And that will wrap it up surely for Oakleigh.
I think he'll feel like he deserves that goal. Obviously, a little long time coming, but the quality comes through and the timing and the run's excellent. Valentini.
Stefan Valentini. Well, he's gone down with cramp in the celebrations.
Stefan Valentini.
I think his race might be run tonight.
Looked like good defensive work from Everson and originally, and then obviously then loses possession in there. And again, Oakleigh punished a mistake.
Well, he's hustled and bustled all night. Finally, he has his goal. And that's going to be his last contribution. Hopefully there's no injury concern here, and it is just cramp. And Kingsley Sinclair is going to come on, the New Zealander, for a cameo appearance. Oakleigh up 3-0 and cruising. And Hamish Miller. Well, we forecasted this change. Cam McGilt struggling a little.
Yeah, a couple of boys getting a little bit of cramp there, so good opportunity for others to get some minutes.
Par for the course, first game of the season.
Yeah, I think they've had to work for it. Also, I think they've had to work really hard. Manningham have definitely put in the yards tonight. I don't think anyone can say they haven't ran hard and been determined. And Oakleigh have had to match that.
Everson. Abdella. Trying to get the shot away. Now Joe Guest with the release, and the flag is up against Alex Salmon.
Another great block by Ilianopoulos. He's been a rock back there today. Won his headers, blocked shots, done all the ugly stuff really well.
I believe he's had 2 ACL recos in the last couple of years, Jacob Iliopoulos. So great to see him back out there again. He's a classy defender.
Yeah, he's worked really hard to get back, and obviously mentally one and the other, it takes its toll. So it obviously talks a lot about his mentality and his determination, and I think we've seen that tonight in the way he's played. So it's great to see someone come back and be able to put in good performances.
As he predicted, Chicky. Wellsmore slotting into midfield. Hamish Miller at fullback. More substitutes than CT is usually fond of making, but
yeah, I think obviously he doesn't want to risk any injuries this early, so it makes sense, you know, get people on the park, give minutes.
Well, the handball was against Abdella. Now Connor Hampson stands over it. Not a bad delivery either, but Samaranis came out to claim. He's commanded his area pretty well tonight.
Yeah, I think sort of outside the goal where he maybe was coming, obviously was a little short, and if he was on the line may have given him a chance to save it. Outside of that, he's been very decisive and, like I said, very clean there.
Former Oakleigh junior. I'm sure he's got a lot of friends watching tonight. Familiar surrounds. Trying to acquit himself well against his former club. And as you say, aside from that Joe Guest header, perhaps he has done that.
Yeah, I don't think he's put a foot wrong tonight outside of that. I guess he's done well. Can't blame him for the other 2 goals.
Georgopoulos. Duffton finds the throw, and Manningham work their way out from pretty intense pressure.
Yeah, they've been relentless tonight, Oakleigh, with the pressure. That hasn't dropped, that hasn't stopped. Might be why we see a couple of boys with cramp. They've been...
Salmon for Sinclair. have a corner, Oakleigh. Well, 3-0 seems a decent reflection of Oakleigh's performance. I think 4 would be harsh on Manningham.
Yeah, I think 3 is about right. I think that, obviously, we said that goal after half-time would maybe swing the momentum of the game, and they much deserved Oakleigh. But again, a spirited performance from Manningham.
Joe Guest. Oh, he's looking a little ginger, Joe Guest. Oh, and that's an awkward one for Feely, and right on the edge of his box.
Yeah, had to be careful there.
He would have been off.
Linesman in the exact right spot, so he wouldn't have got away with anything there.
And no real appeals from Manningham. I'm sure he was inside, but it was a nervous wait for that ball to get to him. Over at John Cain, it's finished 3-1 to Melbourne victory over Northcote City. Werribee City 3 goals to the good against North Geelong. That one's gone full time as well. And the only other game in the top 2 divisions still active apart from this one, still locked at 1-1 between Brunswick City and Eastern Lions. Hampson. Claimed again by Sam.
Find him every time, huh, Hampson?
It's just impossible to mark off corners. If you can keep him to the back post and away from goal, then you're doing pretty well.
It's not too regularly you see a full-back go up and the centre-back stay back. But that's obviously just a testament to how good he is at those set pieces.
Now a chance for Ben Everson. Eliopoulos comes out cleanly in the 1v1.
Excellent defending again.
Scopoliti. Everson. Well, they have been second best tonight, Manningham, but they won't be the first. Well, they're not the first and they won't be the last to be outclassed here at Jack Edwards. Such is the talent on display. Enough in this performance to suggest they will be competitive at this level. They will fight for survival in this league.
Yeah, I think there's some positives they can take from this game, and they'll obviously still be looking to improve. But, you know, coming here is a first game, really tough fixture. Nothing to lose almost.
Here's Owen Duffton. Oakleigh having a hard time clearing their lines, but eventually Brodie Boyce is able to put foot through it. Now Theodorakopoulos. Goal for Manningham wouldn't affect the outcome, but it would give them a lot of confidence heading into next week. Reece Duffton, a substitute with the header, leaving themselves a little thin at the back here. Waring pops the shove in the back from Castillejo. Oakleigh free kick.
Yeah, I think you could see that one coming. A little bit of frustration maybe there.
Manningham next week. It's their first home game at Petty's Reserve up against Dandenong Thunder. They've had a very eventful off-season to say the least. Coaching changes, not one but two. And Oakleigh Cannons travelling to Heidelberg. They will face John Anastasiadis in the Heidelberg dugout back in the NPL. Coach who's won it all with the Bentley Greens. now taking over a club with a really storied history. And a hard act to follow in George Katsakis. And such a long and successful tenure there. Scopoliti. Abdella shapes to shoot. Oh! Oh. Wow, what a pile driver that was. Just a great save out of Nick Feely. And Rob Harding put the rebound over the bar, so Manningham won't get their goal. Their performance tonight has been a credit to them up against a star-studded Oakleigh Cannons team who were just too good in the end.
You have to say they pushed all the way to the end. Even there, still pushing, trying to get a goal. Excellent shot, great save, and probably would have wished they'd done better on the rebound. Like you said, the goal would have felt good just to get off the mark at this level. But yeah, I'm sure they'll bright games to come. They'll do well.
And Oakleigh have done pretty much what we expected of them. Goals from Salmon, Guest, and Valentini in the second half to wrap it all up. Chicky, you've picked them as one of the title favourites this season. I think we saw why tonight.
Yeah, I think they'll think that way too. Like you said, they'll look around the dressing room. They've got a good squad. They've got experience. They've got a manager who's done it before, and obviously they've done it before as a group. So they'll be wanting nothing less, I'm sure.
There's still a couple of new faces to be integrated as well. We're coming back from pre-season knocks. So Chris Taylor, as he approaches 600 games coached in the top flight in Victoria. That was 593 tonight. And his 298th win. They've got experience in the dugout. They've got tremendous quality on the pitch. And they've done the business tonight. We'll sign off here on the NPL Victoria live stream. Big thank you to you, David Chick, for joining me.
Thank you. That was a pleasure.
And it's been my pleasure as well. Josh Parrish here, signing off from Jack Edwards Reserve. The final score, Oakleigh Cannons 3, Manningham United 0.